I've not been live for a few days now, maybe a week or so. So I thought I would come and talk to you guys, and here I am. I've been working with the team on the forthcoming networking retreat this morning, and that's what I thought I'd talk about. I'm going to wait until I see whether some people are here, and I'm just going to look down here for a while whilst I share this all over the place as well. Hey, Dave Bradburn. Hey, Dave Hall. How are you doing? All the Daves. Dave Bradburn, Dave Hall, Dave Baldwin. Yeah, we're getting all the Daves on today. Listen, throughout the video, I'm going to be talking for a little while this morning, but if you get a chance, give me some love, give me some hearts down the bottom. That would be great. Hey, Claire, it's lovely to see you. Thinking about the networking retreat, right? I've been planning it this morning. Hey, Ernie, it's good to see you. Been planning the networking retreat this morning for the end of November. Been planning the networking retreat for next year, and I've got all the dates in the diary. Something that someone said yesterday has really resonated with me because I got some feedback from someone who was at the networking retreat a fortnight ago. It's only 2 weeks ago, feels like an age ago, but I've been doing the follow-up calls. So the people who come to the networking retreat get a call with me afterwards. And one of the attendees, the wonderful Jill Fountain, told me that she'd stopped giving away her stuff for free, hey Andrew, as a result of coming to the networking retreat. And she said to me that we don't make enough of the stuff that we do at the networking retreat, which isn't necessarily networking related, but in my opinion it is. And so I thought I'd come and talk to you guys about that, and I'll talk about it quite a lot this week. Actually, I'm going to come back quite a lot and talk about it. So I've had some great feedback. People who came to the networking retreat a fortnight ago are actually selling stuff. Actual sales results, they're actually getting sales in the bag as a direct result of working with me, and that makes me really happy because that's ultimately what it's about. Was told yesterday that it's the best training course that anyone's ever been on. That's really quite flattering from someone who's broadly my age, so they've been on a few training courses, but it's the actual sales results that I'm about. Because I call it the networking retreat, I think there's an issue that people think it's just about the 60 seconds. People think it's just about what we do at networking events. But there is so much more to it than that. And I thought I'd take a little while to explain it. And I'm going to share this all over the place as well, because that's what I do. Certainly on the first day of the networking retreat, we focus on what people actually do. We help them to get their message right by working out what they actually do, what their business actually does. You'd be amazed, or maybe you wouldn't, how few people really know what their business does, really know what value they bring to their clients. That's the first thing that we tease out of people during the first afternoon at the networking retreat. Once we've done that, then we look at their 60 seconds, their 40 seconds, and actually help them with the new knowledge of what their business does, actually help them to communicate that to the outside world, because that's an important part of networking. When you stand up and do the 60 seconds or the 40 seconds, whatever it happens to be. So once we've got that right, hey Kim, Kim was actually at the networking retreat a fortnight ago, and I'm talking about the networking retreat. So we help people understand what their business does, then we help them to communicate it. Then the very wonderful Sheena Wire of Kapow helps people to identify who their ideal clients are and how and where to find them, which is incredibly important. Instead of just marketing to everyone, hey Maria, that's another ex-alumni, or an alumni rather, you can't be an ex-alumni, can you? An alumni of the networking retreat, Kim Bradley and Maria Posnovich in the house. So help people understand what their business does, help people communicate that to the outside world through their 60 seconds, through their 40 seconds. The wonderful Sheena Wire of Kapow comes along and helps us identify who our ideal clients are, and then helps us to find them, explains how and where to find our ideal clients once we know who they are. And that's Thursday done. I mean, that's 5 or 6 hours of stuff, and so we all go for dinner and chat. Do you know what happens over the dinner? People get to know each other and people do business with each other. I've already heard from the networking retreat 2 weeks ago that some people who attended are doing business with each other already. So that's the Thursday. On the Friday, we do a ton of stuff. I look at how to use networking meetings, because networking meetings have a structure, but people get lulled into a false sense of security as a result of the structure. And I teach people to work a tiny bit outside the rules, actually. I'll get in trouble. But how to use for networking or BNI structure really to your advantage, because there's some really, really neat tricks that you can apply, particularly to for networking, which I'm really familiar with, which will help you get loads more out of each meeting, literally loads. At the very first networking retreat, the wonderful Claire McTurnan was there as an attendee, and using just one of those tips turned it into £2,700 worth of business within a week. Using the networking events properly is something that most people don't get right, and it's something that I've learned more from desperation than anything. Once we've done that, we then look at social media, how to join the whole lot up with social media. It's an incredibly important part of networking that so few people are getting right. Takes a bit of effort. Getting your social media right takes effort. It doesn't just take automating. Frankly, the people who are watching here, Neil Sayer, how good to see you, mate. You're somewhere very exciting today, I think. The people who are watching are generally getting their social media right, but it's not a done deal. Just posting a few tweets, just posting on Facebook about your business isn't always the way forward. So we teach people how to join up their networking and their social media. And then after lunch on the Friday, we look at the role of content marketing. I've worked really closely with Chris Marr at the Content Marketing Academy. I bring a very, very cut down content marketing little workshop to the networking retreat, so that people understand how to write blogs, how to write articles, how to create videos which will actually have the right impact and build up the meet like no trust, so that the people you're meeting know that they can trust you because of the content that you're putting out there. So many people waste time. I was speaking to someone yesterday who's writing a blog a day, but it's making no difference, and she's just getting it slightly wrong. Some really, really quick tweaks would make such a difference to her. And then finally on the Friday, we look at the really scary bit, how to ask people for money, how to make sure that people are paying for your services, how to make sure that people are paying what you're worth for your services. Because I find that so many people are scared of that bit. They're scared of doing that final bit where you ask someone to go ahead. And that's what we do. And I wanted to make the point that the networking retreat isn't just about the 40 seconds, because I think that's what people think it is, or some people think it is. It's about how to absolutely join up your networking, your marketing, your social media, your content marketing, and your sales skills. And you don't need many skills. This isn't about teaching clever sales techniques. This is about doing really, really obvious stuff which just works. How to join all of that lot up to absolutely turbocharge the results that you get every time you go along to a networking event. Hey Shona, I'm going to try and read your comment. It's not just about going to the right groups. No, and it doesn't need to take time. I think that's a real misunderstanding about networking. I don't ever like to disagree with you, Shona, don't get me wrong. But what I teach about the networking retreat is how to speed that process up, how to go through the meet like no trust much quicker. And I've had to learn that out of desperation, and I've taught so many people now. You know, when I first started the networking retreat, it was an idea, and I was teaching from my own experience. So I didn't know it would work. 3 years later, I know now, because I've had enough people through the networking retreat, that what I teach works, and you can really speed up that meet like no trust. Hey Callum, it's good to see you. It doesn't need to take a huge amount of time. Certainly, I'm now in the position, which is really flattering, where I make sales to people that I've never met in real life. I make quite a lot of my sales for the networking retreat from social media, and I'm going to, for everyone's benefit, I am going to pop I forgot to turn notifications off, so when I'm looking up there it's because I've just had a WhatsApp. I wasn't expecting that. I'm going to put a link to the networking retreat in there. The next networking retreat, John, is on the 22nd and 23rd of November. I'm just giving you guys a link to it under here. Which will appear in 2 seconds. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm popping comments in. So any second now, you'll see the link to the networking retreat. Next one's the 22nd and 23rd of November. I've got all of next year's dates planned already, and they're all on the system as well. We will have the networking retreat in Scotland next year. I don't think I've got the details of that on the system yet, but as well as having Oxfordshire, we will also have Scotland. It's in Karen, it's just off the A34 in Oxfordshire. Can't remember where you're based, Karen, but it's just north of Newbury, just south of Oxford, just off the A34, really near to Didcot Parkway train station as well. We start Thursday at 12 noon and we finish Friday at 4, because I like to give people chance to get there from anywhere in the country. 2 weeks ago, ran the networking retreat 2 weeks ago, and Paul Orangetree was there from County Durham. And who else was there? Jeff Nicholson from Pontyland, right up in the northeast. Hey, Melon, how you doing? It's good to see you online. So Jeff Nicholson came down from the northeast last time, Karen, and Paul Orangetree from County Durham. It is a great venue. We stay overnight, Karen, so it's not one day. I'm trying to read your stuff as you post it, Karen, but I'm not always getting there. Shona posted something just there. Shona, no problem at all. I guess I'm talking about the different styles of the groups. Some are more structured than others. Personally, I prefer structured groups. That's what I like. Hey Steve, big hacker, mate, how you doing? I prefer structured groups, Shona, because I'm not a big fan of open networking. Big secret there, I don't really like walking into rooms full of people who I don't know. One of the things that we do teach at the networking retreat is how to deal with that, how to deal with the open networking part as well as the structured part, because I can get results these days from either. I prefer structured networking. I prefer 4Networking, obviously been a member of 4Networking for 11 years. I attend BNI as a visitor pretty regularly as well. Founder of 4Networking, Brad Burton, online now. Guys, if you're watching this, give me likes, give me hearts down here. So I prefer structure. Personally prefer the structure of 4Networking, go along to BNI as a visitor as well, but I do get business out of open networking groups when I get invited to them, Shona, as well. Sometimes it's about respecting the platform, understanding what type of networking event that you're at, and you get a proper job as well. We're both just making it up, Brad, we really are. I get business from whichever type of networking event I go to now by knowing how to use the structure and get the maximum benefit out of it. Yeah, I prefer structure. Open networking has never been my thing. It's never been something that I particularly enjoy doing. So that was it. The networking retreat. We show people how to know exactly what they're selling, because most people don't know. Honestly, most people think they know what they're selling, but they don't. We teach them how to communicate that to people. We show people how to identify their ideal clients and how to play to that market, how to make sure that your ideal clients are hearing your message. We all network together over dinner. Then we look at how to use networking events to your advantage. 4Networking, BNI, open networking, whatever it happens to be. After that, we look at social media, we look at content marketing, we look at sales, all squidged together in what is now, these days, 28 hours actually that we spend together. So it's pretty fast paced. It's really exciting. The people who come really enjoy it, and the people who come get a ton out of it. Got the next one coming up on the 22nd and 23rd of November. Got all of next year's dates in the calendar as well. And if anyone's got any questions about the networking retreat, send me a private message. Always happy to answer them. Do you know what I'm really proud of? People are making thousands of pounds, like literally. People invest a bit into the networking retreat. People certainly invest their time in coming. But I've got more and more confident about it over the 3 years that I've been running it, because of the results that I see people getting many, many times back what they've put into it. Oh, yes, I'm sure Brad doesn't take offence at anything, Shona. He's a thick-skinned guy. Check your diary, Shona. If you've got any questions, send me a message as well. Apropos of nothing and anyone, I offer a really easy payment plan as well. So if you're booking a networking retreat into the future, we can work with you to spread the payments, which quite a number of the people who attend do. I do that because I'm really confident that once people have been, they will absolutely get the results out of it that will make the payments easy. No, it's not, Steve Armitage. Really good question. Thank you for that. No, it's not. We deal with a load of social media, we deal with a load of content marketing. I've had people come to the networking retreat before they've ever been to a networking event. Plus, I get people who've been networking for 5 years, getting really good results from their networking and just want to take it up to the next level. So I get all sorts of people and all sorts of businesses there. Small businesses, medium businesses, very big businesses have been there as well. I've had people there who are top of their organisation. I've had people there who are just starting a business for the first time. What I really love about it is when I sit there on the Thursday night and watch over dinner people networking. We all have dinner together, that's included in the deal as well. But I watch the people networking, and then I hear, as I did yesterday, how one of the follow-ups I did has already been in touch with someone and doing this, and someone else has been in touch with them and has bought some of their services, and that makes me really happy, because it's not... I always had this vision that you turn up to a workshop at 10 o'clock in the morning, you leave at 4, and you don't ever get to really know the people there. Because we do it over a day and a half, people really get to know each other. People have dinner together, they have a drink in the bar together. I went and sat in a jacuzzi with Jeff Nicholson, sorry for that, but that's genuinely what I did last time. Jeff and I sat in the jacuzzi and had a chat for an hour. So people genuinely network with each other, and if they implement what I've taught them, and if they take advantage of the follow-up calls that we do as well, I know people get massive results out of it. How is your guys' networking going this week? I've only done one event this week for Networking Bristol Cribs yesterday morning. That went spectacularly for me, actually, and I've got a load of follow-ups to do from that during the course of this afternoon. I'm trying to read all of the comments down here, which are coming in thick and fast. But that's it. I'm going to toddle off now, guys. I'm going to toddle off and speak to you later. If anyone's got any questions about the networking retreat, I just missed a call from Brad Burton. That's Kim, that's putting pictures in my head. You wouldn't have enjoyed it with Jeff and I. In fact, to be fair, Jeff and I were taking up all the space in the jacuzzi, let's face it. I'm going to speak to you guys soon. Croz, I'm on my way. Still learning from Chris Marr, met at the retreat. I'm absolutely sure you are, Ernie. He's a guy that you can learn everything from. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll speak to you again soon.